Hello guys, my name is Kong and today I'm going to be talking about Star Trek Beyond. I believe it is the third movie. I think the fourth one that's coming out, but I'm not sure when. That's kind of a rumor, but talk about Star Trek Beyond. It's basically following Captain Kirk and his crew, being on the frontiers and that sort of thing, space traveling, mankind space traveling. So let's talk about what I like about this movie. I love Chris Pine as an actor, Carl Urban, uh, can't remember the others, the guy who plays Spock. I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but I will put tag his name in the description, in somewhere in the above the description. But anyway, let's talk about what I did like. I like the crew's acting. I like the production. It's a big budget production, so it is expected to look good, to look real. The production, the set pieces is amazing. It looks like they're actually on the USS Enterprise. It just looked great. It just make me want to be on a starship. It's just good looking, and I have a not a yearning, but I love stars. The astrophysics of stars. The black holes and planets, and seeing other being or other sentient being and creatures. I just find it interesting. It's like going on an adventure, like this movie, going on adventures. I like how the movie is portrayed. Yeah, I like the way the movie is told. Like from going from where they was to the Yorktown. Yorktown is basically a space club, a space colony. Basically, that's what it really is. And then they find this guy, and they have to fight him, and that's the main set piece. And then in Yorktown was also a really interesting space design. I think that really intrigued me, because I would like, because eventually we have to live out in the space, because in order for we have to live out of space to build a starship to travel. Because it takes so much for us to just travel out of Earth, Earth atmosphere, because it's so dense, because we have to deal with the height difference, and then the amount of power that we need just to get out. I think that's like to get out of Earth atmosphere. So it's just better just to be out in space, where there is no air, no density, no wall for ship to go, to be fast or to take off. So that's really interesting. That the design of your town was interesting. The design of the characters, our main villain, and that world is all interesting. What did I like? I like the conversation between Spock and Captain Kirk, and his I guess his medic, his chief medic. I want to say he's chief medic. All of that is really good. I like that. Excuse me. And I also like the chase scene at the end. Ship going on chasing three small little I guess I would say fighter fighter ship, and I like that kind of chase. That was interesting. It was cool. Dealing with the way the building is structures and everything. So I thought that was cool. What did I not like was a proper villain. A proper, mostly a proper villain. I didn't feel our villain come in like maybe the last third of the movie. He didn't feel threatening. It didn't feel like an imposing enemy. He didn't have the plot. He didn't have. I mean, he did have some plot, plans, not as at the one prior. Let's just say that. So that's why it just feel this villain wasn't as strong as the previous one. There isn't much chase scene in this movie, except for the second towards the end of the movies. There isn't any battles between, you know, different federation or different governments, so to speak. So it didn't have a lot of that. So it kind of lacked the what Star Wars has, is the battle, the people, the resistance, or the villain. You know, the Empire. It doesn't have that here. The villain is just not as powerful, but not as menacing or a mastermind behind the movement. So that's why I didn't quite like. That's the only thing I didn't like about this movie. So what would the rating I give this movie? I give it a 6 out of 10. I enjoy sci-fi, I enjoy Star Trek. I like the actors and actress. I like just space traveling in general, but it just didn't capture my imagination of space traveling, space pirates, space being, or sentient being. I guess that's mostly for the shows. And those are the things that I want to see in movies, or get a glimpse of it, you know, just parts and pieces. We got to see a little bit of that in part 2, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but first and the second one I feel was a little bit stronger in the villain and the main character development. So that's why I liked about the first 2, but this is solely about part 3. So 6 out of 10. I did enjoy it. It was good. It was fun. It was, you know, I was going there and I was traveling with them, but it didn't quite have that Star Trek-ness to it, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, guys, please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse my YouTube channel. I have a lot of content on there for you guys. So anyway, take care. Bye-bye.